Hi, welcome back to Archer Action. Today we're making a shot trainer. I started with a piece of construction paper. Held that up behind my bow handle, did a rough trace with the other hand. That then gets cut out. Grabbed a piece of scrap wood, put that on the scrap wood, trace it, and hacked away with a handsaw, just a regular one right there. Got the basic shape and grabbed some 60 grit sandpaper and spent a bit of time and patience rounding some of that out. So using a piece of PVC left over from the paper tuner project and a little bit of 60 grit sandpaper, I'm just working this down the back of the handle and rolling through where this is going to rest in the hand to give me a nice curve. I was at first just turning this in place, but that was creating a defined groove much further back that I wasn't looking for. So I'm just grinding that out, slide down, get a little heavy at the bottom. Also, the hand makes a nice U with the skin, but really it's a solid V with the joints. So I'm going to work a little roll off both of those sides, and that will sit nicely like the bow grips usually do. Also, I drilled my holes. The ones coming toward me in the back here for the D-loop cord are nice. They're coming right through the middle. On the other side, I didn't do so well, ended up to the left. Fortunately, that side matters less than this side coming out the back, and they both ended up the same distance from the end. So I'm happy with that. That's fine. The wood grain, that spot on the wood was a nice choice. I'd say I planned one of these sides. It was either this side or this side, but the rest of that just happened to make some really nice design. The wood grain actually happens to come up the handle here and roll back with this curve, which is pretty interesting. Nature. Very nice. I'm taking a skinny metal file, putting that in the holes and just spinning it a little bit, just so that if the string moves around this area, it is rolling along that edge instead of grinding on the edge. Just a little bit like that. I'm going to pass some black number 24 BCY D-loop through the back top of the handle. If you don't want to make one of these yourself, you're probably not saving that much money anyway. It's a fun project you can do and customize to your own bow handle. But if you don't want to make one, plenty of the pros and other people make these for sale. I saw some of these characteristics on John Dudley's on his website for sale. That's where I'm just tying the knots in the front. And this will come out parallel, and then after my D-loop length, it will come down at a diagonal angle, making a triangle, and be tied coming out this other side. Now I'm going to show how to set this up for myself. I passed the D-loop cord through the back top of the handle. I tied a knot in the front. Then I draw this back till I have a corner of the D-loop material at my ear, maybe a little further than that. Now don't lose that spot, and you're just going to tie a simple knot. That will give you the loop, and then tie the other end of the string, pass that through the back bottom of the handle, pick somewhere to tie a knot in the front, and check if the top line is parallel. So that is definitely too high, so I want to pull material from the bottom to bring that string down so that it's straight. I'll try a knot a little further up, like that, and now check that spot. I may still be a little high. Yeah, it's a little above parallel. So just loosen that slightly and slide it down just a bit. You're just tuning this like your pins, a little this way, a little that way, until you fall into the spot. And that feels pretty good. At this point, I would go get my release. This is probably set for about 27 and a half actually. I'm 26 and a half. So what's good is I have a little bit of material at the top and at the bottom that I can now micro adjust, bring in that last inch, pull a little from here, a little from there, and find that parallel spot. That's as close as I think I'm going to get as far as the physics, where the tension's coming from when your arm is back here from your bow handle. But as you figure out more specifically where that point is, you always have a little bit of material there to play with. There's the finished shot trainer. I might put a finish on this, but I'm liking it natural for right now. Here is the kind of wood that I used. This wood. Maybe it's mahogany. Somebody knows.